and then we can do all of that. As I said, people, make sure you're there at the watch along as well. I hope to see you all there. But in relation to Joe Willock, Arsenal could drive James Maddison fee down by offering Leicester City exciting midfielder. Leicester are said to want 60 million for Maddison, which could potentially deter Arsenal unless they offer the Foxes a sweetener. But this is it. Like, stop. It's like going to Selfridges, looking at designer stuff, putting on the shoes, and you ain't got the money. You never knew you never had the money when you got on the train or walked to the shop. Stop being linked with these Maddisons and these talents if you're gonna pussyfoot around what they want. I'm not saying, obviously there's an air of emotion and negotiations to be done, but you can't, it's just banter. It's just banter. And this has probably been the best time to buy Maddison because allegedly he's got a bust up with the manager. He's had an up and down season. He's still going to cost a premium. Joe Willock, I would love to imagine Joe Willock knocks about 30 million off that price tag, but let's be real, I can't lie. If they were to accept 60 in Joe Willock for 30 and 30 for Maddison, I think they're getting swindled. I think they at least need, if I'm them, I at least want 50 and Joe Willock. In fact, I'd say I want money. I don't want Joe Willock. But saying that, Joe Willock gave a good account of himself against Leicester. Maybe Brendan Rodgers is on that. They've just brought in Samore. They've got Telemans. I don't know how much game time he would get, but in terms of depth, he'd give them something and he's a bit different. But for what it's worth, he could be offered to Leicester as part of Arsenal's attempts to prize James Maddison away from the King Power Stadium. Now, this just seems like an article the journalist has just put two and two together and just added that. As we know, Arsenal are interested as well as Chelsea. They want 60 million. It's as simple as that. Find the 60, whether that's selling Maitland, selling Joe, selling Nketiah, selling Nelson. Do what you need to do, innit? I don't know how much you specifically got for Medley, McGuinness, and Coyle, if you got anything, because I'm pretty sure Coyle's contract was running out. Was running out last year until an option was taken out in that deal. Put your couple of thousands together. I don't know if Daniel Ballard will leave permanently or go out on loan, but you'd imagine to see some progress around that. Not to talk too much, but you are going to see a bit more progress around those 23s and movement around there. Well, it's the Express who has said it. Let's see what the Express have actually said, people. And it's talking about Edu. What's going on here? James Maddison has now reportedly emerged as the club's top target, with a permanent move for Odegaard looking increasingly unlikely. And like I said, he's not in the... I actually think in hindsight, Maddison probably should have made the England squad as well, along with everyone, just looking at what we're doing. But he's not been in there. There's been bust-ups. He's still going to cost a premium. But James Maddison on form goes from 60 to 100. Arsenal are said to be keen on the move from Maddison, with his arrival capable of helping the Gunners become a better team. We know he's a very cultured individual, and we know he's a great player. And above all, he's got the X factor. But above that, what's going on here? Despite Arteta's interest in bringing Maddison to London, the Foxes are said to be demanding a fee of 60 million. However, the Arsenal chief could aim to halve Leicester's asking price by tabling the inclusion of Joe Willock in a player plus deal. The 21-year-old, who is reportedly valued at 30 million by the Gunners, was the Premier League's informed player towards the end of the season, scoring in each of the last 7 games. Who knows if that goal scoring run is gonna last? Because you don't want to just be known for goals. You need to bring more to the table. I'm not saying he doesn't. It's gone on to say if Edu is open to using Willock as a bargaining chip, it could well be a benefit to all parties, with Maddison going the other way. Leicester would benefit from a decent chunk of money to help fund their own summer business, whilst the acquisition of Willock, who is crying out for regular first-team football at his current stage of development, could prove to be a shrewd addition in years to come. I think they're looking at a bit rose tints. I'd hardly say Kelechi Iheanacho has been transformed with Brendan Rodgers. He's had a purple patch towards the end of last season, but I'd hardly go as far as to say that. We know Willock needs first-team football. For what it's worth, I'd all be for that, but I can't see it happening. Beyond journalists just getting 2 and 2 together and inventing a madness, really and truly, I cannot see it happening, folks. I really can't. So it is what it is in that regards, man. You can hope and pray, but you're not going to get him. If that's the case, you just put the money on the table, give them what they want, structure the payment in an acceptable way, and do what you have to do, really.